Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through Glenn Maxwell and I guess most people will have him start. I think he's currently 56% owned. I think he'll be close to about 65%, 70% owned by the time round one rolls around. I just think, so I think most people will start him. I just wanted to go through what my strategy is around him for the next couple of rounds after that, rounds 2, 3, and 4. And I think it will become a very, very simple strategy per se, as I think a lot of people were actually looking at potentially trading him out, etc., and looking at the BBL schedule and looking at that and potentially trading him out. But yeah, I'll just go through what I think, etc., and how I'm lining up my team to play, etc., a little bit as well. And then probably tomorrow you will see how I look through each team and look if they have a chance at playing or whatnot players, especially those 80 to 100k guys. And then probably what'll that be? Friday, that'll be Friday. So then Saturday nothing will happen. So then Sunday, we'll probably get into potentially team reviews, etc. And then Monday will probably be my team update video, etc. And then Tuesday will be back into, I think it will be starting the team previews for all of the 8 clubs. So anyway, let's just jump into the video here. As you see, this has not changed, obviously, with it being the schedule for the BBL. Obviously, this has changed for me. You'll see that on probably Monday, or you'll get sneak peeks anyway. But as you see, Glenn Maxwell, 56.3. He's got a break even of 165, which is big. It is big, obviously, at a projected score of 147. And that projects him to go minus 4.2k. Not the worst. But if we go back to, you'll see that Melbourne Stars have the double in rounds 1 and 3. So I think, and looking, and I've said this countless times, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, critical rounds across the season, as it's 5 rounds. But it's not as critical as these first 4. These first 4 are going to define the season, in my opinion, because it will, how people set up for the season. Like, yes, you will get people that are well ahead on points, but have probably stuffed their cash gen and have none of it, which means that they won't be able to complete their teams. Whereas people who they may be behind, say, what do you get? You're probably going to get around about 1,000 points or so in each round. So 4,000 points. Someone's probably going to be down maybe 200, 250 points, but they'll have the cash generation on hand to be able to make those maneuvers, to be able to, in the last 5 rounds of the season, catch up those points that a lot of people missed, just because they'll have the cash gen at hand. So it's the team that can balance both cash gen and also get the points early that will put them in real good stead. So back to Maxwell and how he impacts this. Obviously, him being 247k, that's something, what's that, like 12% of the cap, something like that, 13% of the cap. He's a hefty price. He's probably not going to, obviously, if you're holding for the whole time, he's not really going to impact your team value in a sense, up or down, because he's just going to be there and you're not going to realize the gains or losses. So in round 1, a lot of people are going to start him. A lot of people are going to captain him because the Renegades, they don't really, and with the news coming out that I've heard, I haven't got an official source. I've just got from other YouTube content creators that Will Sutherland potentially has a side strain. I haven't actually seen it anywhere. That means that there's no all-rounders basically other than Tom Curran, I think, realistically, that are bowling all-rounders or have the potential. But Bo Webster could, but he doesn't look like he's going to get his 4 every game. So realistically, it's only Tom Curran and Glenn Maxwell that I really like as all-rounders to double in round, to captain in the double in round 1. Which means that you're going to have him. Then in round 2, a lot of people will make the choice to probably trade to Matt Short. And given the news with Will Sutherland, alongside, there's some other news that Jamie Overton today is back bowling, as well as having a really good stint with the bat. He is currently took 1 wicket here. Took the only wicket, 1 for 17. 4 overs though. That is a watch. If he does only bowl like 5 or 6 overs and not his full 10, we'll get to see. Obviously, bowling 4 obviously he's bowled his 4, which would be for a T20, but not in a one-day. And he also came in and smacked it at the end, which is a good sign. So on that note, I think a lot of people will need to get him in as well. So you're starting to go, I need this guy, this guy, this guy. So trading out Glenn Maxwell almost becomes a good option in round 2, which it doesn't feel right. That's the thing. So I think with Glenn Maxwell, what I'm trying to say here is that it's more around actually Matt Short and the change that could actually happen with him. But I don't think trading out Glenn Maxwell, especially right here, and like a lot of people have said, this sort of, if I go down here, and I'll just do it here, Maxwell to Short, and then just go, do this, and then just do that. Effectively doing that, I don't think that's a good option, because I think, like I was saying way back in the video about 3 or 4 minutes ago, that cash gen is going to be king. And if you're doing this, you're not enabling yourself really to get cash generation through the door in those extra picks, because you've effectively used 2 extra trades to get the same outcome. Whereas if you just find a way to hold on to both of these guys, you'll be able to get the cash generation out of a guy that is a lot cheaper, and will probably still be able to do relatively the same of one of these guys on the when they're on the double. Whereas say in round 2, and I'm going to preface this a little bit, you go for say a Henry Thornton instead of trading out Maxwell or something like that, and you go and trade in a Henry Thornton. He's probably going to, 1, make cash, but also cover the likes of some other scores, so enabling you to potentially hold on to a Maxwell rather than get, say, not Jamie Overton. Sorry, I thought about Craig Overton for a second there, but Jamie Overton. So that's 100k difference that you don't have to necessarily trade Maxwell to Short, because you're not also having to get Overton per se. Say that's the reason. So having a Thornton will be able to cover most of Jamie Overton's score, in my opinion, whilst also allowing you to keep these both. You make more cash out of Thornton, plus you also enable yourself to probably get another cash generator as well. So you end up maybe burning 30 points, 40 points, going Thornton over Overton, but you gain 20, 30k from other cash generating options throughout that. And then if you do that again, and then again, it would only happen twice, you've maybe burnt 60 points, 70 points, even let's just say 100 points, but you've gained somewhere close to 100 to 60, 70k in value, because not only do you remember that it happens 30k in this week, that 30k could also carry over to this week, where you get another 20k from that option. And then that week again, and then that week again. So you start to really bank up the cash. And that's why I think that trying to hold Maxwell is actually going to be really, really key. And it may involve cutting guys like Webster, Sutherland, if he does actually play and bowl, just so that you can get 2, Short and Overton, etc. But you can hold on to the prized asset of Maxwell, and then you're not trade flipping week in or week out, especially for these first 4 rounds, because cash gen is key. Many guys have said it, and that's why I guess setting up your team for cash generation is key. And so yeah, Maxwell, holding him in the first sort of 3 rounds here will be crucial. We'll see in round 7, 8, and 9, given that he's got the bye, whether it will be worthwhile to hold him or not during his bye week, because obviously in round 9 he could pop off. So it will be interesting. There certainly is a theory that you could probably, if you had, and this is where cash gen will be key, because ideas like this pop up, you could potentially, I'm just going to put it out there, go something like Maxwell to, say, Chris Jordan, if he's still there. I don't know exactly if he's there, But say to a Chris Jordan, who has that all-rounder on the double, Maxwell doesn't have it, then you effectively get 3 games of Chris Jordan, and then in round 9, you find the scraps on your bench to scrap your way up to a Maxwell, maybe getting rid of someone else, etc., that isn't as good. And then you get them for round 9, and then you end up with Jordan and also Maxwell for round 9. Or you potentially at that point can just do a Maxwell to Jordan to Maxwell again if he is your weakest link. So you can do stuff like that when it comes to the latter part of the season, because you've got enough cash generation to be able to do so. So that also is a potential way that it could go around. But I just would not be trading Maxwell out in the first 7 weeks of the year if he is playing each game, because he's just too valuable at this point. And I think you're stopping yourself with cash generation because of that, because you're effectively just trading him in to trade him out, etc., etc. And that just means that you're wasting trades in effect. So that's the reason why I would be holding on to Maxwell, in my personal opinion, over the first 7 weeks. Round 8, 9, different story, because he does play 1 less game than everyone and then 2 less games than the Hobart Hurricanes. So that is a different story. But when we get closer to as you'll see with a lot of my analysis at the moment, I'm sort of taking these first 4 rounds in effect and then these latter 5 rounds as 2 different sort of blocks, and sort of merging a little bit of analysis across these 3 weeks. But as you'll see, we'll get to that. I think that's going to be the second stage of the season. We'll get to the analysis of Maxwell in the back half of the season, and the trade targets video, etc., and the team reviews, previews, etc. But anyway, I think I thought about just doing a Maxwell alone video when I sort of have this break in space for the next couple of days, as there isn't much to go about as I get ready to do my team previews for the BBL season. But anyway, that's the video there. If you did enjoy it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on. And if you want to see me on everything else, I'll have links to the Twitter, the Instagram, and the Spotify podcast in the description below. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.